going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. So in today's video, we're going to go over the best quarterbacks in MUT 22. Normally we drop like a top 5 series on each position, but we've gotten so many good quarterbacks over the last week or so that we're doing a top 10. Now, honestly, I'm not really going to give you the best cards. I'm just going to break down all of the best cards and tell you their abilities, their release type, the price, everything you guys need to know. Everybody plays this game different, so there's no bona fide best QB in the game because some of you might prefer Hot Route Master, some of you want Escape Artist, some of you might need Gunslinger. I'm just going to give you all of the information for you guys to make the best decision. I'll give you my opinions, but that doesn't mean it's the guaranteed #1 best player in the game because, again, all of you guys play different. Now, before we get into this video, if you guys enjoy it, if it helps you out, make sure you go ahead and click that thumbs up. Shows a lot of support on the channel, helps the videos get noticed. And also, guys, if you're brand new here, maybe this video was recommended to you, maybe you're searching around YouTube and you found it, make sure you click that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on as well, so you guys are alerted when we drop additional videos. Now, before we get into the players, let's talk about releases. Some of you might not be familiar with this, but these are the different type of release animations that each quarterback have. There's a bunch of different testing on it, and it shows basically which cards have the best release and, you know, which ones don't. Now, the good news is, to help speed up some of these releases, we have built-in abilities in the game, and we're going to talk about these a lot. In order, these are the best 3 throwing animation abilities out there. So Gunslinger by far is #1, Pass Lead Elite is going to be #2, and then finally Set Feet Lead is #3. You don't want to stack any of these abilities on the same player, but your quarterback, without a doubt, needs to have at least one of these, and I prefer that you guys are using Gunslinger to help you out. So now let's go through the players. These are not ranked in any order right now. At the end of these 10 cards or 10 players, I'll kind of break them all down into different categories. Russell Wilson is the first one. This is his 96 overall set legend, not the 97 overall LTD. The set legend is roughly about 646,000. Now, as far as abilities go, he can get Gunslinger and Escape Artist without the power-up, which means with the power-up, he can get it as well. He cannot get Hot Route Master. His release type or throwing motion is generic 3. You can use that reference or that chart back to reference as far as how fast that is, but generic 3 is his throwing motion for Russell Wilson. I used this card over the weekend right after it came out. Pretty good card, solid, really fast. 94 speed with 97 throwing power, 97 throw on the run. I have no complaints about what this card did on the field for me. The only problem is he's just really expensive, and that's why I probably wouldn't recommend this card. Obviously, if you can afford him, go out and get him, but I think the price tag is a little too heavy on this Russell Wilson. Then we have 97 overall LTD Johnny Unitas. He goes for about 305,000 coins on the auction house, which means he quick sells for 250K, which also means if you buy him at 305, he roughly is costing you only about 55,000 coins. If you can't sell him and make profit after tax, you can quick sell him, get the 250 back. He's a really good rental option if you're no money spent, but also a lot of you might have this card for free because you got him from the make rights that went out last week. I have him on my no money spent squad, and he is my starting quarterback over there. He is the only player, the only card that can get Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, and Escape Artist all together. The only card that can get all 3. You do have to power him up to get that done. Now, if you don't power him up, you just rock the 97 overall, he can get 2 out of the 3 of your choice. So Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, Gunslinger, Escape Artist, or Hot Route Master and Escape Artist, whatever you want. He does have the generic 1 release type. 87 speed, pretty fast, right? If anything in the high 80s right now is good, obviously the 90s is great. 96 throw power, short throw 95, mid 95, deep 96. The throw under pressure and the throw on the run are a little bit low compared to some of the other cards that we're going to see in this video. So far, I have no complaints. His throwing motion is a little bit slower than some of the other cards, it feels like, but with Gunslinger, he gets it out fast enough where I don't have too many complaints about it. I like this card a lot, and for the price, I mean, it's pretty good. I was going to do this video last week, but then I remember Team of the Year was coming out, and I knew we would be getting a brand new quarterback. I honestly thought it would be Lamar Jackson, so I wanted to do this video and wait until after that point, and that's where we are today. Justin Herbert, Team of the Year quarterback, 96 overall. Right now, he's going for about 231,000 coins on the auction house, which I think is pretty cheap. He can get Gunslinger and Hot Route Master without powering him up. He does have the traditional 5 release type with his throwing motion. again. And with Gunslinger, Hot Route Master, and Escape Artist, you can actually get 2 out of 3 of these abilities if you power them up. So again, it's kind of like Johnny Unitas. You can't get all 3, but you can go Gunslinger, Hot Route Master, you can go Hot Route Master, Escape Artist, or you can go Escape Artist, Gunslinger, whatever combination you prefer, but you do have to power them up to get that choice. 88 speed, a little bit faster than Johnny Unitas. Throwing power is 96, which is really good. Short throw 95, mid 92, deep 91. The deep being 91 is a little concerning. Throw on the run 95 is really good. He's 6'6", so his passes won't get batted down a lot. I haven't been able to use this card, so I can't really give you any other opinions other than the attributes that I see on the card. Now let's talk about playoff champion 96 overall Josh Allen. This card right now currently is about 245k, but over the weekend, last weekend, he was literally 200,000 coins, an absolute steal at that price, and even at 245, I don't think that's too expensive for what he gives you. Now, he has the generic 3 release type. His abilities, either with or without the power-up, he can get Gunslinger and Escape Artist. He cannot get Hot Route Master. I absolutely love this card. I feel like with Gunslinger, he gets the ball out a lot quicker than some of the other guys, like Russ with generic 3 throwing motion. I feel like Josh got the ball out quicker. I did a card review or player review on a couple of these players. We will link those down below in the comment section as a pinned comment if you want to see more footage. But this card, 87 speed, so he's a little bit slower, obviously, than Russ. Johnny Unitas, I think, had 87, tad bit slower than Herbert. 96 throwing power. With the power-up, that's 97. He's got 98 throw on the run without the power-up. His throw on the run, his throwing motion on the run is great, and it's at 99 once you power him up. Deep throw 94, mid 91, short 96. Again, I have zero complaints about this card. I wish he was a little bit faster. I kind of feel like EA disrespected him when it comes to his speed, but all in all, this is my favorite out of the quarterbacks I've mentioned so far. Team of the Week, Joe Burrow, was the card I was using right before Josh Allen came out. Now, right now, he's about 310,000 coins on the auction house. He has a traditional 1 release, which is the first of that type that we've seen throughout the quarterbacks in this video. Without the power-up, you can get Pass Lead Elite and Hot Route Master on this card. With the power-up, you can get Gunslinger and Hot Route Master. Though, with the Gunslinger, if I just compare him to Josh, I felt like Burrow, it took a little bit longer for him to get the ball out. This is another card we did do a review on there. Russ would probably be faster as far as release goes compared to Burrow, in my opinion, with both of them having Gunslinger. He's a tad bit slower at 86 speed, 94 throwing power, 93 short throw, 95 mid, 94 deep. His throw under pressure is 92. He did miss a couple throws here and there. Throw on the run is a lot less better than Josh Allen with the 93. Again, a little bit slower, but if you're looking for a quarterback that can get Hot Route Master, here is another option for you guys. I think, it's only natural for me to compare him to Herbert right now, and Herbert is just so much cheaper. I mean, we're almost talking 100,000 coins cheaper than this Burrow, and Herbert's going to be taller. He's going to be giving you a little bit more speed and a little bit more throwing power. So if you just compared those two, I got to say, without even using Herbert, that's the route I would be going. 96 overall, Jalen Hurts, another LTD on the auction house, about 316,000 coins, which means he also, just like the Johnny Unitas, quick sells for 250k, so he's another pretty good rental option. His throwing motion is generic 3, which is the same as Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. His throw on the run is fantastic. Now, without the power-up, he can get Pass Lead Elite and Escape Artist. So, like, Pass Lead Elite is kind of like a great value version of Gunslinger. Remember when I ranked them earlier in the video? To get Gunslinger and Escape Artist, you have to power him up. The problem with that, his power-up isn't really that expensive, and I still don't know 100%, but that Blitz card, the 90 overall Blitz card that you need to power up Hurts, is super expensive, so you absolutely need a power-up pass. And once upon a time when this card first came out, his power-up was really expensive as well. So it just became a headache, a lot of cost to power him up fully. It's a little bit cheaper now, and of course, if you have that power-up pass, it's going to be cheaper. I have no bad things to say about this card. 93 speed with 95 throwing power, which is hilarious, because if you watch Hurts play this year, especially Eagles fans, he doesn't throw the ball downfield very well. That's probably his biggest weakness. He's really good in the medium and short throws, but 95 throwing power with 95 deep throw accuracy is really good. Throw on the run at 95. I feel like on the run, he gets the ball out a lot quicker than when not on the run, so that's one thing to keep in mind. and he's got the speed to get outside the pocket if that's something you want to do. So that mixed with escape artist and gunslinger, he can be a headache for your opponents. And speaking of headaches, just do me a favor, like this video if you're tired of facing this card. It's quarterback Derrick Henry. This is an out of position card from the Zero Chill promo. Roughly about 328,000 coins on the auction house. Another LTD that quick sells for 250, so he's still a really viable option as far as rentals. And he has Slinger 1 release motion, which is the best out of anybody that we're going to talk about in this video. He can get either escape artist and gunslinger or both of them together without even powering him up. That mixed with the speed, 95 speed, and the Slinger 1 throw type is what makes this card so good. Now, I personally have not used him. This is a really cheesy, friendly card, and I just don't like to go that route in MUT. I don't have any problem with people that do. I kind of hate you, but I still don't have a problem with you. I totally get it. It's an online game. You're doing whatever you got to do to win. 95 speed, 94 throwing power. His short throw is great at 96, mid at 87. The deep throw is the cause for concern. He still is pretty accurate downfield. I know all of you have faced, PA boot over with this card. It's a headache, but he will occasionally miss throws, and if it's a late game situation and a key throw and you miss it, well, that's where it's going to hinder you, and that's one thing that all of these other quarterbacks that we're talking about are just not going to miss on. Throw under pressure is 96, so on the shorter throws, he's still pretty accurate. I mean, all in all, we could probably still say this is the best quarterback in the game because of the speed and then the gunslinger and the escape artist combination. But, the deep throw, we got to leave him behind there. Again, we'll break down all of these cards in little groups at the end of the video. Let's move on to the next one. And that's going to be Joe Montana. Team Diamond, 95 overall. This card just came out this past Thursday. You can buy him on the auction house for about 365,000 coins, or you can do the 49ers Team Diamond 2 set, which is probably going to be a little bit more expensive. Now, he can get escape artists without powering him up. With powering him up, you can get both gunslinger and escape artist. He's a improviser archetype, traditional 1 throwing motion, by the way. 91 speed, a bit fast for a Joe Montana card. I thought 91 speed is where Josh Allen should be, right? But instead, Montana gets it there. 94 throwing power is pretty good. Throw on the run at 95, throw under pressure at 95, short 92, mid 93, deep 95. I have not used this card, but I know a lot of people have been, and it's a really good card. I just think the combination of gunslinger and escape artist with that 91 speed, he's not the best card that can get those combinations, but for 365k, I think he's a little bit too pricey in my opinion. When you can get Jalen Hurts or Derrick Henry who are faster, or you can get Josh Allen who I think is just a better overall passer, for cheaper, that's what would kind of make me want to move on from Montana, but of course, he gets 49ers Team Chem, a very popular theme team right now. One more Team Diamond, and I think this card gives you a lot of bang for your buck. It's Carson Palmer, about 189,000 coins, under 200k, extremely cheap, traditional 1 throwing release. He can get Hot Route Master without even powering him up, but if you do power him up, you can get Hot Route Master and Gunslinger together. Not too shabby with the 88 speed. It's not in the 90s, but I still think that's pretty good. 94 throwing power, 95 short throw, 93 mid, 91 deep. The throw under pressure is a little bit concerning. Only 86, not great there. And then throw on the run is 93. You shouldn't really be outside of the pocket too much with this quarterback, but I think price, 189k, Hot Route Master, Gunslinger, and 88 speed, all really good things about this Carson Palmer card. And our final option here, and it's a top 10 list, right? And there probably could have been 10 other cards that I put at number 10, but we went with Baker Mayfield, and I'll break it down why. This is a 95 overall flashback card. He gets 87 speed. Actually, let me rewind and talk about his abilities. 164k, so he's the cheapest that we've seen out of all of the cards that I've discussed in this video. He has Slinger 2 throwing motion, right? Remember, we talked about Derrick Henry with Slinger 1. So he has a good throwing motion even without Gunslinger. Without the power-up, he can get Set Feet Lead and Hot Route Master. With the power-up, he gets Gunslinger and Hot Route Master. So if you're looking for a budget QB who can get Hot Route Master, he's got Slinger 2 throwing motion plus Gunslinger for under 200k. That's why I put this card on the list. 87 speed, 94 throwing power, short throws 94, mid 89 a bit low, deep 92 is pretty good. Throw on the run at 95 for this card at this price is really, really good. And those are my top 10 quarterbacks currently in MUT 22. Now, let's break these down into some categories. Again, it's going to be very hard for me to tell you which one is the best because you all have different playing styles. Just remember, the only card out there that can get Escape Artist and Hot Route Master, so that's basically somebody who's going to be on the move, but you want to change up those hot routes as well, is going to be that Johnny Unitas, but you do have to power him up. The ability points can get rather expensive. The Hot Route Master Gunslinger guys are going to be Johnny U, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Carson Palmer. I personally don't feel like I need Hot Route Master anymore. I feel like it might be a little bit overrated right now in this year's game. Out of those 4 cards, I would probably say, given the price, we got to factor in price. The best out of those is going to be Carson Palmer. And then we have a logjam here. Gunslinger, Escape Artist guys, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson. Russ, too expensive in my opinion. Henry, too unreliable with the deep throws, but super cheesy. For my money, I'm going with Josh Allen here, man. 250K or less. Remember, you can always complete a playoff set, and not only will you get the Josh Allen, you'll get his power up, and you'll get 394 overall playoff cards back in return, and you can do those sets for a little over 300K right now. And out of all the cards I've used, Josh Allen has been my favorite. He's still starting at QB for my main squad today. I hope this video helps. Let me know who you're rocking at QB down below in the comment section and why. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.